The truth about cancer and essential oils, what no oncologist will tell you. This post was written by Dawn Hall of Simply Pure Fitness. Dawn is a personal trainer and women's health specialist with over 20 years of experience in the health and fitness industry. You can check out her blog here. Even scientists now recognize the power agents that exist within some essential oils which stops cancer spreading, and which induces cancerous cells to close themselves down. Their disease-preventing ability is no longer doubted, especially for cancer. A healthy body, from head to foot, typically has a frequency ranging from 62 to 78 MHz, while disease begins at 58 Hz. During some testing with frequency and the frequency of essential oils, it was measured that, holding a cup of coffee dropped one man's frequency from 66 Hz to 58 MHz in just 3 seconds. It took 3 days for his frequency to return to normal. Other studies show that, negative thoughts lower our frequency on average 12 MHz. Positive thoughts raises our frequency on average 10 MHz. Studying some of the most popular essential oils in current use, such as mint, ginger, lemon, grapefruit, jasmine, lavender, chamomile, thyme, rose, and cinnamon, researchers sought out to discover how these oils may combat cancer. They did so by testing antibacterial potency as well as in vitro toxicology against human cancer cell lines. Bruce Tio of Tio Technology and head of the Department of Agriculture at Eastern Washington University has developed a calibrated frequency monitor, CFM, that has been used to measure the frequencies of essential oils and their effect on human frequencies when applied to the body. Essential Oils Laboratory uses a CFM, and another is located at Johns Hopkins University where it is used to study frequency in relationship to disease. Cancer starts when the DNA code within the cell's nucleus becomes corrupted, says immunologist Mahmoud Suhail. It seems some essential oils have a reset function. It can tell the cell what the right DNA code should be. Must be therapeutic grade. There are plenty of essential oils being sold, however most are of poor quality, synthetically produced and diluted with alcohol and other additives. To be effective, only 100% pure therapeutic grade quality essential oils must be used, otherwise you will not obtain the health benefits, and in addition you need to change the combination every week with the right proportions of each of the oils. Robert O. Becker, MD, the author of the book, The Body Electric, validates that the human body has an electrical frequency and that much about a person's health can be determined by it. Nikola Tesla said that if you could eliminate certain outside frequencies that interfered in our bodies, we would have greater resistance toward disease. Dr. Otto Warburg was a 2-time Nobel laureate and winner of the Nobel Prize for Cancer Research, for discovering that human cells have an electrical voltage. Beyond a doubt, certain frequencies can prevent the development of disease and other frequencies would destroy diseases. Substances of higher frequency will destroy diseases of lower frequency. Therapeutic grade essential oils begin at 52 and go as high as 320 MHz. For example, rose 320 MHz, helichrysum 181 MHz, frankincense 147 MHz, raveseria 134 MHz, lavender 118 MHz, myrrh 105 MHz, German chamomile 105 MHz, juniper 98 MHz, sandalwood 96 MHz, angelica 85 MHz, peppermint 78 MHz. Many healing abilities. Breast cancer cells are mostly destroyed by cinnamon, thyme, chamomile and jasmine oils, with chamomile killing up to 93% of them in vitro. Even more effective was thyme oil, which led to a 97% kill rate of the MCF7 breast cancer cells. Another study published in the journal Industrial Crops and Products found that chamomile oil harnesses powerful antioxidant properties. The research, evaluating 11 essential oils including lavender, thyme, winter savory, rosemary, sage, peppermint, French tarragon, bitter, and sweet fennel, found Roman chamomile to have the highest antioxidant activity. Frankincense oil, a cancer killer. Frankincense separates the brain of the cancerous cell, the nucleus, from the body, the cytoplasm, and closes down the nucleus to stop it reproducing corrupted DNA codes, says Suhail. Frankincense oil is effective because it contains mutapes, compounds which have the ability to help eradicate cancerous cells at the onset of their development, as well as their progression stages, making it ideal for those who discover their cancer regardless of when it's found. Working with frankincense could revolutionize the treatment of cancer. Currently, with chemotherapy, doctors blast the area around a tumor to kill the cancer, but that also kills healthy cells, and weakens the patient. Treatment with frankincense could eradicate the cancerous cells alone and let the others live. There are 17 active agents in frankincense essential oil, says Dr. Suhail. Powerful stories of individuals with cancer and degenerative diseases and their experiences with using essential oils have been promoted at the Budwig Center. Terminal liver cancer. A woman in Long Beach said her husband was told to put his affairs in order. His liver cancer had progressed so much so that the tumors were far too large for surgical removal. He was given 6 months to live. She was introduced to the power of 100% pure frankincense oil shortly following the diagnosis. He applied it topically over his liver and under his tongue daily. On their next visit with his physician, they discovered his tumors were miraculously shrinking. They continued using frankincense. In April, his tumors had shrunk so much so that his physician agreed to surgery. The cancer was removed, taking 3/4 of his liver. Today, he is in good health and enjoying life with his beautiful wife and family. 5-year-old with brain cancer. A 5-year-old with brain cancer used just 1 drop of frankincense, alternated with 1 drop of sandalwood applied to the bottom of her feet, along with lavender applied to her wrist helped. Now totally in perfect health. Bladder cancer. When Jackie Hogan was diagnosed with a rare bladder cancer, she was informed by doctors that she'd eventually need to have her bladder removed. She discovered the healing abilities of frankincense oil, which University of Oklahoma researchers have found, especially in conjunction with sandalwood oil, has properties that kill off cancer cells. So effective is the frankincense oil that experts say, frankincense essential oil may represent a candidate on a growing list of natural compounds selectively eradicating cancer cells. Lung stage 4 metastasis to bones, spine, ribs, hips, pelvis. Beb's mom had malignant tumors in her lungs, and it spread to her spine, her bones, her ribs, her shoulders, her hips and her pelvis. After starting do the essential oils, 4 months later, she was thriving and her disease's cells were rapidly dying. She was back home and gardening and planning on going on vacation. 7 months after being told by the doctors that she would die from her stage 4, the doctors say that she is in good health and no more cancer. Beb recommends frankincense. Take liberally every 2 to 3 hours, both topically over affected areas and the bottom of the feet. If you can put numerous drops under the tongue, even better. Bone marrow degeneration. Ellen was diagnosed with bone marrow degeneration and polycythemia rubra. After 3 months my blood tests are showing massive improvements, placing most markers into the normal range. I have not had to do 2 of the last 3 phlebotomies that I was having every 2 weeks and are now every month or longer. I am feeling like $1 million and no longer look like I am at death's door. Do these oils work? Have faith that this will work. It does. Breast cancer. I used frankincense to shrink a breast tumor. When I went for surgery, they couldn't find any trace of cancer. I had a breast tumor in February and just had it removed and am just doing the oils. I put frankincense and lemongrass on my breast every day and herbal supplements. I had my 6-month checkup last month and he said everything looked great. No more cancer. For me, I will never do chemo or radiation, the side effects are way too bad. He was very surprised I looked so good because I didn't have the treatments. Cervical cancer. My good friend just called to tell me that she found out that her sister's cervical cancer came back for the 2nd time. She was scheduled today to have her uterus removed. When she found out, she sent her sister wintergreen and frankincense. She instructed her mother to make sure she applied the wintergreen and frankincense on the bottoms of feet every 3 to 4 hours for the pain, along with applying directly on her abdomen. A week ago, the diseased cells were still showing up in her blood work. Today, less than a month after first starting the oils, was her surgery to remove her uterus and they couldn't find any cancer. Leukemia. My brother's son, who had a second reoccurrence of leukemia, was taking essential oils as well as the chemo and went into remission much quicker than the doctor had advised, and didn't have any of the nasty side effects. Throat. My mom's dear friend has been battling throat degeneration that was spreading to other areas of his body. Last October, he started using the oils. Frankincense and natural remedies. Today he went from an MRI and he was given a true miracle. Pancreatic. A friend had pancreatic degeneration and was given 3 to 4 weeks. He did the following: 3 drops frankincense, 1 drop each lemongrass, lavender, peppermint, sandalwood and natural remedies. He is now in great health. It's been 8 months now. Prostate. This morning I got a call from a good friend of ours who has been battling prostate cancer. For the last 3 to 4 months, he has been taking the essential oils. Today he called to say that at his doctor appointment yesterday, he was told that he is totally clear. Basal cell. My friend's dad had basal cell growths on his nose. It had gone through the thickness of his nostril, and the oncologist wanted to remove a big section of the nostril, down to his upper lip and over a finger width into his cheek, by the time he contacted me. I hadn't worked with cancer before with the oils and wanted to help as much as possible. He also eliminated sugar from his diet, increased water intake, ate more raw foods and believed he could beat this. Within a couple weeks it appeared closed, another week and the weeping stopped completely and the redness around the area started lightening. After 6 weeks, that side of his nose looked healthier than the other unaffected side. That was 15 months ago and he has had no signs of it coming back. Skin. I went for a routine eye exam in February 2013. The doctor told me the growth over my eye is what I had suspected, a form of skin degeneration, basal cell cancer. Yikes. 1 year prior to that eye exam I was at the dermatologist office to have a few suspicious spots removed from my face, neck and back. Having gone through that invasive experience lead me to ask, is there a safer way to remove this spot? Mind you, this spot is right above my eye. I did a bit of reading about essential oil use for skin cancer and it seemed less invasive than dermatologist, plus I did not have to miss time from work. So I got a bottle of frankincense and applied it as recommended topically 3 times a day and did 2 drops under my tongue morning and night. The first week no real significant change, just a tingling sensation in that area after applying topically and taking it internally. The second week I did notice it getting smaller. During the third week the spot started to ooze a bit, but it was getting smaller. The fourth week is when it seemed to implode on itself and oozed more, but still it was getting smaller. The fifth week it was much smaller and formed a scab. Week 6 the scab fell off while washing my face and was the size of a tiny white head. In 6 weeks a gigantic spot was reduced to the size of a pinhead, all from applying and ingesting an essential oil. Frankincense. I was astounded, amazed and thrilled. Essential oils worked for me. Melanoma. I applied frankincense morning and night and covered with a band-aid. In 3 days the mole had shrunk. Day 5 it bled a little and half fell off. Day 7, gone. I had a little bit of pink skin and I worried it was a scar. A few days later, totally gone. My husband had a stage 4 malignant melanoma removed last year from his back. Another melanoma came up on his nose. Before we started using essential oils we did radiation on that one. It has since grown back and we have since become educated using essential oils. He started using lavender, frankincense, and immortelle on the melanoma and it is shrinking. Simply Pure Fitness. Dawn Hall, nutritionist, personal trainer at Simply Pure Fitness. Dawn Hall of Simply Pure Fitness is a Texas-based nutritionist, personal trainer, and women's health specialist. With over 20 years of experience in the health and fitness industry, Dawn continues to inspire and help women get fit and feel their best using her Simply Pure Fitness wellness plans. http://www.getholistichealth.com/44390/the-truth-about-cancer-and-essential-oils-what-no-oncologist-will-tell-you.
Debt Free TV, in association with GetOutOfDebtFree.org.